So in today's video, I'll be discussing the potential mock trade that sends Terry Rozier to the New York Knicks in the 2021 NBA offseason. And recent reports are saying that the New York Knicks are monitoring Colin Sexton, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Terry Rozier. And the Charlotte Hornets already have a ton of guards on their team, so they could trade one of them in the offseason. But before we get into the video, if you guys haven't already, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel, and also hit that notification bell button not to miss out on more awesome NBA content like this. And now with that all being said, let's get into the video. So last season in Charlotte, Terry Rozier averaged about 20 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1.5 steals per game, while shooting about 39% from three-point range, 45% from the field, and 82% from the free throw line. So those are definitely some efficient numbers on defense and offense. And last season for the Hornets, Terry Rozier was actually the starting shooting guard with LaMelo Ball at the point guard position, and he played the shooting guard role very well as he averaged all those consistent numbers. But he is a combo guard, which means that he could play the point guard position as well, since he averaged about 4 assists per game as a shooting guard last season. So Rozier on the New York Knicks would clearly be a great fit since he plays both defense and offense very well. And at 27 years old, Terry Rozier still fits the timeline for the New York Knicks. So in 2019, Terry Rozier signed a 3-year, $57 million contract with the Hornets from a sign-and-trade with the Celtics. And he is set to become an unrestricted free agent in the year of 2022, so he basically has one more year left on his contract. So with that all being said, now let's get into the mock trade that sent him to New York. So in this mock trade, the Knicks would receive Terry Rozier, and the Charlotte Hornets received the 19th pick from the New York Knicks in this year's draft, next year's second-round pick, and the 2024 second-round pick, as well as Kevin Knox and Elfrid Payton. So for the New York Knicks, their new starting lineup could look like Terry Rozier, Norman Powell, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. And in my opinion, that is a very solid lineup and could still become a 4th seed in the Eastern Conference once again. And they would acquire Norman Powell through free agency through a signing contract. And that would be a very fun young team to watch, since the team has solid playmaking with Terry Rozier, RJ Barrett, and Julius Randle, solid scoring with players like Norman Powell and Rozier, and very solid defense with Mitchell Robinson guarding the paint. And then the Knicks can have a backup lineup that is with Derrick Rose and Emmanuel Quickley. And with this trade, the New York Knicks do not give up any of their main young players, as players like RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Emmanuel Quickley, Obi Toppin, and Mitchell Robinson all stay on the team. So with that being said, now we're going to talk about the Hornets side of this trade. So with this trade, the Hornets actually receive a pretty decent return for Terry Rozier. And since the Charlotte Hornets have a ton of guards and players like Devontae Graham, Malik Monk, Caleb Martin, and Cody Martin, as well as Brad Wanamaker, then this trade would not hurt a lot for the team. Since the reasons that the Charlotte Hornets could actually decide to make a trade like this is that they actually get rid of a ton of cap space and almost $18 million in cap space. And they also get Kevin Knox, who is a 21-year-old small forward and can back up Gordon Hayward, as well as a backup point guard and only a backup point guard clearly in Elfrid Payton. And the reason I say only backup point guard is because he tried to be a starting point guard on the New York Knicks and it clearly did not work out, since he could not shoot the ball consistently at all. But the good parts to his game is that he is a pretty decent playmaker, as well as an average defender. And he's still only 27 years old, so he could still improve on his game. And that would have to be through a sign-and-trade deal. But the biggest asset that the Hornets receive in this trade is that they actually get the 19th pick, as well as 2 future second-round picks in 2022 and 2024. And with this trade, the Hornets could actually package the 11th pick in the draft that they already have, as well as pick number 19 from the New York Knicks, and also their 2 second-round picks that they got from New York. And they could actually use that to move up a few places to maybe even pick number 7. And with that pick, they could actually decide to pick someone like Scotty Barnes. And if they stay put with picks 11 and 19, they could decide to draft a player like Kai Jones, which could be their new next center. And with that case scenario, the Charlotte Hornets would have a new starting 5 lineup of LaMelo Ball, Devontae Graham, Gordon Hayward, PJ Washington, and Kai Jones. And with a very solid bench of players like Malik Monk and Miles Bridges. And if the Hornets would want more value out of this type of trade with Terry Rozier, they could have a potential trade package of Mitchell Robinson for Terry Rozier. So with that all being said, let me know what you guys think of this trade in the comment section down below, and which team do you guys think would win this trade in the long-term future. And if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. It was KNYT here, and I'm out. Peace.